The eagle has landed. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Crossroads Rebuild. Today we are back on the BMW 335is. In today's episode, we got a lot we're going to try to accomplish. I've got Doug back here helping me again. Doug, I guess he's just a glutton for punishment, man. He likes to get into these things with me, but I'm sure appreciative for his help. Anyway, today we've got a lot planned for the BMW. Still waiting on a pallet of parts that may even arrive today that has my replacement suspension so that we can actually get this car to be a roller again, because I really want to get it off this trailer and get this trailer out of my front yard. But we'll see if that happens. This video may end up being a couple of days, span a couple of days. But in any case, one way or the other, need to replace that if the pallet arrives. Secondly, we still need to work on getting this top down because, as I mentioned in the last video, the rollover hoops deployed on this thing, but they're stuck up against the rear window. They can't finish deploying. So what our plan is, and we'll see if it works, but what the plan is to go ahead and manually operate the top so that the rollover hoops can finish deploying, and then as far as I know, as far as I can tell, it's actually pretty easy to reset them after that point. So we'll see how that works out, but that's what we're going to attempt to do. The other thing I'm hoping to accomplish in this video is I have to get the seat belts and the airbag module out of this car so I can get them sent off to Safety Restore and have those rebuilt. Got some pretty cool things planned for that as well, so stay tuned for that. But seat belts and airbag module and also the seatbelt buckles all need to come out of it as well. So those are the things we have planned for this video. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Since we can't do that suspension corner, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in on trying to get this top open. So wish us luck, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, guys, so here's what we're dealing with. First of all, as you can maybe see here in the video, the top does look ever so slightly popped here, but if we were to look at it from the other side, it doesn't. So the top's not sitting quite right. In fact, if you look back here, you can sort of kind of tell that it's loose here. Now, we've got the trunk pop, so that's okay. But if you see in here, you can see how those rollover hoops are right up against the top of the glass there. And the videos I've seen, there's a little hook. In fact, we can probably see it here. Well, the window's dirty, but there's a little hook right here that allows you to just basically pull it back, and then the whole thing should just drop back in. But they're not doing that. So, as I mentioned before, my theory is they actually need to fully deploy before they can go back down. So we're going to go ahead and try to manually operate this top, and then I'm hoping that we don't get hung up in those hoops while we're doing it. We'll see how it works. But this top is a little bit of an origami situation anyway, so it's pretty cool to watch actually when it's working electronically. But we're going to go ahead and work on that. I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse and we'll see what happens. All right, so at this point, what we have done is in the trunk, we have made access to the pump, and we've twisted a little nut that relieves the pressure, the hydraulic pressure on the pump. Now we've taken apart all this back seat area, and what Doug is doing right now is trying to use the leads off of a multimeter to put power to the connector, which will pop the locks at the front. So that is what we're trying to do now, is release the locks using the car's electrical system. Okay. Oh, it did a thing. Okay. It released. Woohoo! Hook those. Now, okay. Whoa, let's do a two-man job here. All right, she is released. All right, I'm gonna set this back here and put it back on.
Time for the rain! Woohoo!
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you can see the sky there, but yeah, it's starting to get ugly. So, about to make her convertible again right before it rains. All right, back on time lapse for you guys. All right, guys, the rain came. You saw we got the top open, and we actually got those rollover hoops reset. There's really no point in leaving it open, especially with the weather, so we've gone ahead and put it back, covered it up, and we're gonna try to wait this out or maybe come back another day. Check in with you then. And welcome back to another day. As you can see over my shoulder, it is a much nicer day than the other day when we were trying to work on the top here. Made some progress, and I'll show you more about that later on in the video. But now I'm working on my own. I've got no one here to help me today, but I've just finished taking out, as you can see over my shoulder, I've just finished taking out most of the broken suspension parts. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around. You saw me do it in the time lapse, but I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see what we're working with here. And there you go. There is most of the broken suspension. Kind of came out as one chunk there. And this is part of a replacement. Came off of a donor car. Got the new shock over here as well. And there we go, our empty wheel well. Still need to go ahead and pull off the remnants of the top of the shock here. I've got the brake set aside. And then of course, there's a lot more that still needs to be done under here. Our sway bar needs to be replaced, and the sway bar end link, and our outer tie rod and all that. I don't know that I'm gonna mess with that stuff today though, because my goal today is just to get it off the trailer and able to be driven over to Jack's shop. His shop's not too far from here, so I don't need everything to be perfect. I just need it to be movable so that he can get it over, so I can get it over to his shop, because he's just about ready to go ahead and start working on our tweaked frame, as you can see there. And of course, we also have to replace our subframe, and I have one of those. So we've got the broken out. Time to put the replacement in and see if we can make this car rollable. And there we have it. We have our replacement suspension and brakes all installed. Actually, calipers and all that's original still. New rotor. But all of the shock and all of the control arms and the knuckle and all that has been replaced from a donor car. It's all in there. Went in relatively easily. Had a little bit of an issue getting that shock to slide all the way down into the knuckle. But with a little effort, we got it down in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the wheel back on the car and get the car prepared to see if I can get it off this trailer here. I am going to have to, of course, move the trailer to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and set you guys up on a time lapse while I get to work getting this car off the trailer. eagle has landed. Well, guys, as you just watched in the time lapse, trailer's empty. There it is. Trailer is empty. Certainly wasn't without its challenges, but she's on the ground. That car is very, very low, and I didn't think about that when I was trying to get it off the trailer, so I had to get a little bit creative. Let me rotate the camera and show you what we got going on here. All right, so as you saw me going back and forth here, ultimately first I noticed that it was wanting to tip my trailer and it was still connected. So that was first thing that had to be overcome here. So I disconnected it, and then because I wanted to tilt, well, first I put the jack down there to help support it, and then I realized, well, I was bottoming the thing out on the hump there of the trailer. So disconnected the trailer, extended the post as far as I could get it to go, and then supported it a little bit here in the back, and that was enough for the car to clear the trailer. And there she sits in all of her glory on the ground. All of that was compounded by the fact that it's got no power steering. I'm honestly not sure what the problem with that is right now. That's honestly kind of the least of my worries at the moment. I'm not super concerned about power steering. I was able to muscle it off, and boy, I'm glad to have that thing off the trailer. And that is where I'm going to wrap it up for this video. As you can see, the car is now in the garage. I don't have to worry about the fact that the windows are busted out of it, and I can actually not worry about rain getting in it anymore. This car has sat outside long enough in the elements, getting filthy, getting rained on. It is time to bring this car back to life, and today we did that, the very first step, getting that suspension back together so that we could actually move the car. This feels like a huge accomplishment, guys, and I hope you can see how excited I am. I'm ecstatic. The car's in the garage, it's off the trailer, trailer can go away, and it's time to move on to getting this car ready for framework. So I had intended to get a little bit more done in this video than I actually did, but what's next? Well, in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and get this car fully ready to take over to Jack. First things first, I gotta get the seat belts and the SRS module and all of that out of it so I can send them off to Safety Restore. I had intended to do that in this video, but my schedule has been crazy lately, and between the weather the other day and the other things I have to get to, I'm gonna have to save that for the next video, but I'll have that coming real soon. So I need to get all of that taken care of. Then I need to go ahead and get some of this broken stuff off the car so that it's actually ready for Jack. Of course, busted bumper, busted fender, the damaged side skirt over there, broken headlight, maybe a few other odds and ends. Got to get all of that out of there. And I'm probably going to go ahead and also, in the process of taking the seat belts and all of that out, I'm probably going to go ahead and take the seats themselves out, get them cleaned up a little bit, and the driver's seat motor is stuck. You can tell it's trying to do something, but it's not quite working. So in the next video, I'm going to take care of all that seatbelt situation so that can be mailed off, and then I'm going to get all the other stuff out of the way. Sorry for the sirens, it'll be gone in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and try to get the rest of that out of the way so that it can go to Jack, and in a very soon video, maybe another video or two, you'll see this car headed over to Jack to start getting its frame and its subframe taken care of, which is the first step to putting this car back together. Well, maybe it's the second step. First step was getting that suspension fixed, wasn't it? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already a subscriber to this channel, why don't you go ahead and take care of that now? The YouTube algorithm says that if you subscribe, they'll share it with more people, and my analytics show me that a lot of you that are watching are not subscribed. I really appreciate you watching, but it'll really be a personal favor to me if you'd also go ahead and subscribe. Now, after you subscribe, go ahead and click the bell so you can be notified each time I upload a new video. Got more videos coming soon on the E93 335is. Got more videos coming on the truck, some mods and some exciting things I have coming for that. And I've got several other things in the works as well that I'm excited to get to in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.